The Myanmar Junta is facing the sternest challenge to its authority since grabbing power in a 2021 coup. An alliance of three Myanmar ethnic minority groups, the Tang National Liberation Army, the Arakan Army, and the Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army, known collectively as the Brotherhood Alliance, has waged a coordinated offensive since the 27th of October last year, thereby unnerving the Myanmar military. The offensive that's been dubbed by the rebels as Operation 1027, signifying the date on which it began, has made inroads into the junta-controlled areas in the northern Shan state, the Kayah state in the east, and the Rakhine state in the west. This past week, in the latest blow to the military, an ethnic armed group, the Arakan Army, managed to capture a military command post and took hundreds of junta personnel prisoner in the Western Rakhine state. And our next report gets you more details.
Myanmar's countryside and borderlands is home to more than a dozen ethnic rebel groups. These rebels have waged a war against the military over autonomy and control of lucrative resources for decades. The 2021 coup united pro-democracy activists in towns and cities, with the ethnic minority forces fighting in the hinterlands for self-determination. The Arakan Army is one of several armed ethnic minority groups battling the military since independence from Britain in 1948. It claims to be fighting for more autonomy for the state's ethnic Rakhine population. On the 6th of May, the Arakan Army claimed to have captured Military Operations Command 15 near the town of Buthidaung, about 90 kilometers north of state capital Sittwe. Reportedly, regular clashes took place around Buthidaung in recent days. In a video released by the Arakan Army, a long line of men can be seen walking in single file through a field. They were mostly clad in shorts, t-shirts and sandals, with some of them even barefoot. Women and children accompanied the men, with even the injured being carried on makeshift stretchers. The video also shows around 200 people sitting in rows in a clearing, and men in uniform and guns watching over them. In 2019, clashes between the Arakan Army and the military had roiled the region, leading to the displacement of around 200,000 people. Following the junta's 2021 coup, a ceasefire largely held in the Rakhine state, but that changed when the Arakan Army attacked security forces in November last year. The military still holds sway over the state capital Sittwe, but Arakan Army has seized territory in surrounding districts, including military bases on the border with India and Bangladesh. Last month, Bangladesh had repatriated 288 Myanmar nationals, mostly army personnel, escaping the civil war. Earlier, in February this year, some 330 Myanmar soldiers and officials were repatriated from Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. Indian authorities, too, have been sending back the Myanmar army personnel within days of them crossing over. Ever since the November outbreak, fighting has now spread to 15 of Rakhine State's 17 townships. Hundreds have been killed or wounded, and more than 300,000 uprooted from their homes. With a strength of 15,000 fighters, the Brotherhood alliance is believed to have overrun more than 100 military posts, captured border crossings and the vital roads carrying most of the overland trade with China. The successive setbacks has weakened military hold on power and put them at their most vulnerable in the last 60 years. The big question is, how long can the Myanmar military manage to hold on to power?